So this session is all about UPSC CSE 2025 Intensive Mains Program. So the main objective of this program is all about making sure the candidates are having enough practice regarding the mains examination process. And this particular program includes already, as the information is here, around 36 sectional tests will be there, and 4 essay, 4 full length, and 2 simulators, like just before you go to the exam, simulating the similar kind of conditions. Those kind of exams you are going to have. And out of these 36 sectional tests, now I am going to discuss about GS paper 2. Okay, you all know that in GS paper 2, we are going to conduct around 4 questions based on Indian polity, 3 on international relations, 2 on social justice, and 1 on governance. So today's one is about the first paper number 1. So that is about Indian polity. Okay. Now regarding today's question paper, next question here I am having, that is about amendment to the constitution reflect the dynamic needs of the nation. Dynamic needs of the nation. So this question is about the amendment of constitution. Trace the evolution of the amending procedure under Article 368 and evaluate its implication on constitutional flexibility and rigidity. Okay. So now what are the keywords? The keyword is evolution. Okay. Trace the evolution, that is a keyword. And another keyword is evaluate. Evaluate its implication on 2 more keywords, constitutional flexibility and rigidity. So first thing you have to understand, guys, in the introduction, you can be ideally, our constitution was both flexible and rigid because our maker's main objective is, constitution maker's main objective is, constitution should be responsive. Very, very important. Constitution should be responsive to the changing socio-political needs of the country. That is the reason Indian constitution is both, flexible as well as the rigid. And Article 368 deals with the formal procedure of amendment of the constitution, where we can see the flexibility as well as the rigidity. Flexibility is to reflect the changing needs, and rigidity is to protect the core values of the constitution. You can protect the core values of the constitution by being rigid, and you can reflect the changing needs of the society by being flexible. So that should be the introduction. In your body of the answer, side heading should be evolution of amending procedure. So constitution provides 3 different types of amendment of constitution, that is number 1 through simple majority, special majority, and special majority plus 50% of the state. But the simple majority we cannot consider as amendment of the constitution. You have to write about these 3 different types of majorities. When you are writing about the special majority plus half of the states, there you have to write federal features. Any federal features, okay, while it is amending, obviously the bill has to be forwarded to at least, all the state legislatures, and it has to be ratified by at least 50% of the state legislatures. Okay, that should be the case. And if you're able to remember, you can include some popular constitution amendments, such as 7th Constitution Amendment, 42nd, 44, or anything like 73rd and 74th Constitution Amendment. 73rd, 74th you must mention, because according to the changing political needs, we added the Panchayati Raj and municipality institutions. That is through 73rd, 74th Amendment. So in your body of answer, so far we discussed about types, how you can amend the constitution, some of the important constitution amendment, that is your second side heading. And third one is about the judicial interpretation regarding the amendment of constitution. That means here you can use the knowledge of your basic structure, like Shankari Prasad case, Goloknath case. In Goloknath case, Supreme Court observed that Parliament cannot amend the fundamental rights, whereas Keshavananda Bharati case, Supreme Court observed that Parliament can amend the fundamental right provided it is within the basic structure. That should be your second side heading, that is about judicial interpretation. And your third side heading should be what is the consequence of the rigid features as well as the flexible features. That means implications on flexibility as well as the rigidity. Flexibility. What is the use of flexibility? Flexibility will make sure that our constitution is reflecting the changing political, economic, and social conditions. It also allows progressive reforms, like taxation reform like GST. Okay, it's allowed. Whereas if constitution is so rigid, it don't allow any amendment, then what is the usefulness of that? The usefulness is, If the constitution is rigid means it prevents the authoritarianism. It will make sure parliament is within the limit. That is the first thing you have to mention. And it also protects some of the essential constitutional ethos such as federalism, secularism, and judicial review. These can be protected. So we will write, you have to write implications on flexibility as well as the rigidity. So your question demand is what? Your question demanding is about evolution of the amendment of constitution, that is article 368. Initially only parliament, then parliament with state legislature, then implications on constitutional flexibility and rigidity. So you have to write about what are the implications on flexibility and rigidity. So implications on flexibility is it reflects the changing needs. It also reflects the like progressive laws, allow the progressive laws. Rigidity is all about it protect the essential constitutional values. And finally you have to write, so far constitution was amended more than 100 times without like violating the basic structure of the constitution. In case if constitution is violated, judicial review is acting as a guardian of the so constitution to prevent the misuse of amending power. That should be the balancing like answer. And finally conclusion, constitution amendment, okay, so it evolved from rigidity to flexibility and without losing the core identity, and it tried to balance the democratic resilience as well as aspirations of dynamic society. Okay, try to use these two words, okay, in your conclusion, that is democratic resilience. Democratic resilience can be protected by being rigid and reflecting dynamic society. Dynamic society can be reflected by being flexible. Okay, so this should be your answer. Amendment of constitution, that is introduction first, why it is flexible and rigid, okay, and then so what are the different types of amending the constitution, some of the popular amendments, then what are the advantage of being flexible, significance of flexibility and significance of the rigidity, then you write down. So both flexible and rigidity maintained, it was amended over more than 100 times, then finally you draw the conclusion. So this is about the amendment of the constitution and its flexibility and rigidity implications. Are we clear, guys?